Okay, I'm not. You all know I have kind of my issues with psychology and analyzing the psyche and such. But then there's that whole thing that I keep bringing up of watch the reaction. They have received an input. How are they responding to it? Wow, what a beautiful morning. Absolutely, it's like low clouds, not that cold. It promises just to be an absolutely wonderful day. I've gotten determined I'm going to get some of this pudge off. So I've got to start changing some habits on a regular basis. And is that really that thing of there's only so many calories every day that you have to kind of spend really to get the resistance training that will be very, very good eventually for a whole bunch of different issues with your joints and such. And so I'm like, yeah, and I got to get back to skipping rope. Hacky sacking and skipping rope was my bag. That kept me mean and lean for decades. So I got to stop being like, ooh, I'm going to just sit in my room and play EVE Online and watch these funny young fellows on the YouTube. I gotta get past that. I have to live in victory. To live the victory. And so, not so much to savor others' defeat, but seeing how people are reacting to Doge is actually very, very interesting, because this is really starting to create this absolute solid divide. This whole statement about, how are you consistently citing on the 20% and stuff like that. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, okay, I remember when a lot of this, the left would be very upset about this back in the day, that what's being found. And here's kind of why. The idea being that they would have been like, wait, so a bunch of people who are left of center are in the bureaucracy. They are doing all these things that people who are right of center, now that they could prove you're doing this via the bureaucracy, they're erasing it. This is kind of, I'm thinking like kind of what maybe Cenk might think of something like this. And then he would sit back and be like, wait, so you guys had it all and you couldn't get, and he would make a list of things the Democrats want done, and you had it all. You were staffing the whole thing. Nobody knew what you were doing. You had an endless budget, and you couldn't get these things done that we all want. That's the part I'm realizing no one's putting together. that like the gank, the total gaffulation of gankdom, of ganking hood, like power ganknology. There's like the player haters, and then there's the equivalent of somebody who rips you off. Like you just can't believe the level of rip off. Like this is like something out of a comedy that like they just run through the scene and like tear all the person's belongings off of them, and run off. Like everything, the person's like down to their boxers, and they're like, "Oh, what happened? Oh my, somebody called the bill," I mean, that's powerful ganking. That's powerful gank. And this is really like something that there's not going to be a way around this. At some point, there's going to be some Democrat that like at least like asks this kind of almost befuddled like, wait, but boss, even though all we do is follow your orders, didn't we has the whole government all to ourselves and we didn't accomplish anything that we really wanted, We had all this. I mean, this is like owning Atlantic City and ended up, having no card games under pay. I mean, what's going on? This is, yeah. Like California and having no gold. Owning California and having no gold. It's like we own Texas, boss, but we don't have any oil. Yeah. Like right now, it's not even at the 100-day mark yet. And Republicans are up the administration's ass. What's going on with the J6ers? Why aren't you investigating? We want to see frog marches. Somebody needs to go to jail on that. Just on the strength. Someone needs to go to jail. Now, that Patel is already like, okay, we're trying to get this and that done, and there's a lot of requests for information coming in. I'm thinking that there's people who are also doing what I said. Get a FOIA on yourself. Was the FBI looking into you? That's par for the course. And now also see the reaction. See now all these people like, oh, there's no there's no receipts. What are they even doing? They're not even like doing anything real. There's like no receipts. Like Destiny's like, these aren't receipts. These are just like the contracts. This is just, no receipts. And because of course he's always smarter than everyone. He's smarter than everyone. All the time. Yeah, totally not delusional drughead behavior. Anyway, the beauty with this is like I was thinking about, there was a bit of a critique happening, but this is such a small section of the budget. It's like, exactly. Look at how much has been found to be kind of useless spending in such a small part of the budget. When it's not even a large part of the government, we're already finding, do all kinds of dumb shit with the money. Do all kinds of weird shit with the money. And then there's the reaction that you're starting to see too of, boy, this seems to have been a department. I mean, when you're seeing all these people protest, Hoodservative brought this up. Note you're not seeing a lot of black women. Not seeing a lot of black people at these Tesla protests, at a lot of this. The government shut down. You're seeing a lot of crying liberal white women. And when they're talking about it's also kind of fascinating how they'll talk about this incredibly important thing they were doing, and that the more that they explain it, the more you're like, you were definitely being kind of paid to science. I'm sorry. Like, that this doesn't sound very critical, like this sounds like something that could be networked through universities, and that because universities would have very relatively finite resources and only so much they could dedicate, they would do it more lean, they had to be much more careful with the money because they never know, they don't get results, they might not get more funding. Where the government, we're finding out, like almost literally, not even figuratively, it's being told to us that literally you could, if you fill out the right forms, you will just be handed money supposedly to do things. You just have to make it sound good. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild, weird stuff. And that now there's this reaction from all these, universally, from people left of center. They just can't believe. Not a single one of them is like, how is it that they haven't decriminalized marijuana nationwide? Not a single one of them. How is it that they haven't, just that the Democrats are not attacking something that you would figure this is actually probably a pretty easy win. That's the part that now I'm getting more and more, the cat purring in the corner, seeing the kid eat something, and you could tell it's going to fall on the floor, and I'm just sitting there purring, just waiting for that moment, that I could get whatever falls, and it just, so yeah, I this is going to be entertainment, because I'm really, I'm sitting back and I'm like, no, this is very odd. Like, the fact that the accusation was, this is overwhelmingly Democrats. There's now we have found the random Trump voter who's been laid off. Look they're mad. They're so upset. They're making a video on TikTok, But this is quite clearly overwhelmingly Democratic Party members. And so now it's become this thing where I'm like, okay, well, so you guys really this was true. We were correct. You're now actually having to kind of admit it. That you overwhelmingly had this inordinate amount of power within the government. You guys were by coercion, you were setting policy, and that it didn't matter what people voted for. This is very important that people understand this about what the Democrats mean when they say democracy now. It's like, wait, no, we know now, we get it. We agree with you. We do what you want. That is democracy. You all are the arbiters of what is good. There isn't really debate here. You guys are admitting it. Your actions, the way you're reacting to things, that you keep showing us what's really up. This is really something that they're misunderstanding in a way that, it's starting to become that kind of thing of, okay, so now you have to start asking a really, really important question. What is the type of person that it's all you did it all, this is all your fault, if you had behaved differently, you wouldn't be in this situation, all you have to do is not react the way that you're reacting, just all you have to do. And they don't do that. They can't even conceive of the idea that that there's some type of fault on their end. Everybody's just turning into Adolf Hitler. Everybody's either Mussolini or Adolf Hitler or Vladimir Putin to them now. They absolutely positively cannot conceive. They're in their minds, they seem to be unable to conceive of maybe it's me, and that other people's ideas are totally valid. Maybe I should treat other people's ideas as valid, you know. Maybe they have convinced a small majority of the country of what they're saying, you know, and that I just need to really look at what is it politically I want, what policy-wise, what do I want, and then, okay, you know, now, there's some things that it's like, oh, no, there's certain principles that the right has realized that they're like, no, we have to stand by this because it keeps proving out. We you know, like, we stand by this principle and it's tough, but it keeps proving out. We keep finding out, like, no, that is what you should do policy-wise, you know. It's like, otherwise you end up with, at some point, money just kind of vanishing and the problem never being solved. Now, that's what really the Democrats are not liking at its essence is being shown. They have endless money, they have God levels of money at their access, and they totally flub it. And that almost everything now is weird forms of altruism that's meant to actually make us sort of this weird empire. This is why I always point out the liberals are fundamentally, they're of a mentality that has not adapted to not being members of an empire of the olden days. They haven't adapted. They are not adapted to the idea of freedom, because then there's nobody to look after you. There's no empire. There's no imperial bureau of wiping your ass. They really don't like that. Also, something that has hit me as well, and seeing, you know, like these reactions of, oh, you know, there's no receipts, blah blah. It's cynicism. There's certain kinds of cynicism that have entered the public that kind of one of the growing up, this was sort of a basis of liberal culture, and especially in something like the Bay Area, where you had like Jello Biafra trying to run for mayor and things like that. That I end up the cynicism of the left is, oh, there's no receipts, just a bunch of information that I don't want to read through because I'm a petulant youngster from a generation that can't produce entertainment and, you know, isn't really funny, and, you know, just is generation can't. And we're, you know, in mental health drugs, generation mental health drugs and stuff. It came across when in hearing him, you know, go through that. And so I started to think about it. Just, well, okay, let me turn the light box, you know, so I'm looking at it from another angle. Um, then I was thinking about what would be an example of somebody who'd be like, well, there's the cynics on the right too. And I'd be like, okay, well, let me walk through that. Who would this be? What would be their cynicism? And I was starting to think through. I was like, okay, so rather than the kind of punk rock cynicism that comes typically that sort of the solution to things would be, what would Carl say? Not Bakunin, but Carl. um, and I started to think, okay, well, no, I get it. Awalt. Awalt was certainly a right of center, cynical thing. Most married men, especially if they had, a traditional conservative, mentally stable marriage, they would be, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. But, there'd be then all these other guys who it's like, no, my ex-wife still keys my car now and then, that kind of crowd that we're so familiar with. No, my ex-wife still every once in a while pops back up in my life just to see, who knows what, like like something eating at my garden, it pops up again. Because all women are like that. Awalt. And so so this reaction where you have kind of, I was being paid to hobby science, and I was studying something worthless, and I science, and people should pay for that. It's like, this isn't Saturday market. And the idea of national interest, Thomas Sowell brings up national interest and said, no, the anointed people can't believe in national interests. And then I was like, these kind of goofball imperial liberals can't understand national interests. So Russia to them is just crazy and stupid at the same time. The Russia, they don't understand that. They might be able to find it on a map. They've been there once. When they toured Europe for the third time, they went to Russia for a day. So the thing that I was thinking about with, you're seeing these people not get, no, there are national interests, and some people don't want to pay for your hobby because it's not in the national interest, and that this is really just an affront to a very large number of professional hobbyists on the public payroll. They can't face this idea of like, well, in every industry, at some point there's layoffs because of technological and informational efficiencies. Like, everybody faces this. How is it that you guys don't get this? There should be efficiencies being made here. And that, no, but this is a holy clerisy. What do you don't, what, where of a holy sodality of the workers of the government, you don't understand the level at which, air wouldn't exist without us. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, for we of the government, we're the ones who established what is east and west. The firmament itself, just it wouldn't be firmament. It would be non-firmament. It would be unfirmament. If not for us, of yon governmental offices. So I am enjoying the reaction to, well, I mean, we really are kind of owed better. Like, I mean, we pay for this, and we're owed some better service. And then it's, are they even providing service? Are they even using the money properly? And that's starting to show no. And to the point that that this was really kind of widely understood throughout the government, and that different departments are attempting to hide what they're even doing. So again, we're now seeing that under Democratic Party power, you are really, really, really not supposed to ever question what they're doing and question the government at all. They'll say and do anything, and that they'll take your tax money and give it to journalists so that they could disparage people who are asking questions. And that they did this for this has been going on for 8 to 10 years easy, that we could look back and think about, everybody all in the same time, suddenly all were saying the same things. And it was these people are the bad Mussolini, Hitler, Serpentor genetic combination of Putinology. Putin has made them into right-wing chud trolls, and now they're half frog, and so we must kill the half frog people, or ban them from the grocery store, because we don't understand how viruses and biology really work. So we don't really understand human health. Don't make comments about our physiognomy. That's not real science. It's not that we have a look to us. You guys are just half frog is all it is. So the Democrats really are going to have an unbelievably tough row to hoe for the next election and from now on, because now utterly coming in with nothing but elbows and headbutts is good. It's understood. Like, no, you have to go straight for it. Knock them right out. Come in and say something that's just going to absolutely floor them, like Scott Jennings does now all the time. Comes in and just does this elaborate wind-up, elaborate lead-up into it, and then it just nails the whole panel. Just crushes them. Full Dresden. Over and over and over. And, you just can't... This has been going on for a decade on the internet. And they never faced this. And TYT sort of is amazing. They have kind of a superpower of not recognizing the incredible, powerful L's that they consistently take. Because, so the right has the issue of nobody's sure if they trust Konstantin Kisin because, well, it's stuff like that. And then there's all these people who are right of center who are like, wait, oh, you're kidding me. You guys have a problem with him because he's Jewish. Look at what he's saying, though. So it becomes this. That's our big debate right now. That's consistently our big, what's going on? We got this guy. He's one of those Bialy people, you know what I'm saying, right? And he's totally found where all the bodies are. You know, he found like where, you know, like a secret tunnel on Epstein Island with a giant Moloch statue and bones everywhere. You know, and it's like, you know, he was supposed to be doing this, and he stumbled on this, and then he found this, and it just shows him on, you know, X with the pictures, you know, and stuff. They're like, but you know, he's a Jew. So that's the biggest thing ailing the right now, is every once in a while they're like, this is a really good find, but you know, I just kind of resent you people. Just kind of don't trust you, kind of resent you, but good find. All right, well, we'll see where this goes. We'll see where this leads. Seriously, I'm not even joking, you know, because this is some dank content. You know, some dank fucking content, buddy. Good work, you know. But the left, you guys are having real problems with, I mean, now you've got the far left openly fighting with the Young Turks. More and more kind of the bro personalities of your side, and it really is like kind of bro-ish personalities, because of how you guys, you know, tend to be. A lot of these personalities, you know, they're popular because it's like they make their lifestyle look real kind of, oh, I'm just living it, you know, and that's not really what wages of their age group and younger are going through. I don't get it. I don't, but that's why they're not my team, and I'm not into their shows. Yeah, like there's a few of them that I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get why you would even have this look. Like, I would think that it would make people kind of like sit back, like, what's up with this, you know, with this influencer guy who, like, he's trying to address me and my friends, but like, you know. And then that's the reaction. Oh, wait. For him to appeal to the audience he's trying to appeal to, this is the look that appeals to them. And so and you know, this is the what they want. They want to have something like a sweet rock and roll, like some kind of rock and roll lifestyle from being influence bro. And I'm like, but that's not really, you guys know that's not real, right? You know, and that that it's worn, that the person wears influence bro, you know, he actually looks a little silly. And that if you were to see like, you know, these various people, like just around ordering coffee, you would be like, whoa, what's going on with this outfit? What's up with the hair? What's happening over here? You know, yeah. And, or maybe I just don't travel around enough and I don't see how ridiculous people look. You know, that is the other thing. It's, yeah, it could be that too. Ukraine is getting absolutely now just railed. This really is now the Putin is really making it clear. Europe, you're making me have to just totally fuck these guys up. Putin's doing exactly what it makes perfect sense for him to do. Until there is a ceasefire agreement and he has the opportunity to just smash, he's going to. Now the thing is, nobody's taking seriously, Russia can't hold anything beyond the Dnieper. They don't have the raw numbers. everyone's faking the funk on this. Everyone's making things up, goofing around with oh, Russia's going to go into France and they'll be there in Britain and like, oh, it'll take all the year. I mean, like, and also then it's like, how pathetic. I mean, do you guys really think that Europe is that small? The Alps are that easy? Yeah, that's it. They're gonna just go right through, right through Switzerland, because Switzerland and Austria and all that, they're gonna be totally fucking cool with all that. Yeah, that's how yeah. Oh, and when they go into the Balkans again, that's gonna totally work out. Like, no. What the duckies? No, not yet. That's just some weird sound. Probably some critter. But yeah. So this is that. The Ukraine thing just really keeps throwing me off. I'm like, Russia can't keep this up forever. And then, was it an article came out that got into, Europe sends Ukraine garbage arms all the time that don't work, on top of everything else that's been going awry with just where's the money, Lebowski. They're the top arms importer now in the world. Ukraine is the top arms importer in the world. Apparently year to date. So they get all these garbage arms from Europe that don't work, that are antiquated, and then they get arms from us, and much of which we can't account for. This is another thing that the Democrats just don't seem to get in any way, shape, or form. Like this objection to accounting for weapons. This is a fundamental of all warfare. And then this idea, like any gamer, any